It went crazy. There was a blimp. The League of Shadows. It's all happening here. Gotham After Show. Come with us.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Skirt. Skirt.
I'm living my best life. It's my birthday. This is what I'm dressed like.
Welcome to karaoke here at AfterBuzz TV.
Yes!
Welcome.
It's Cardi B week.
Welcome to the Gotham After Show here at AfterBuzz TV. I'm Steve Kaufmann, as always, with Zack Peters, Joelle Monique, and Karla Beltran.
Hey guys.
We are here. We are breaking it down. We're doing it. If you hear our voice, you're probably listening on iTunes. You should probably give us a 5-star rating on iTunes. Super important. Leave a review specifically stating this panel, because there have been a couple incarnations of this panel, much like Batman. Let people know you're listening to this panel, which I wonder who's the one constant of the Gotham panel. I don't know who that is. It's me. Anyway,
We were all like looking at each other like, we have no
This
idea.
is my third season here. How dare you, Steven?
I'm just.
How dare you?
It's only one original. How's everybody feeling? How's everybody liking this episode?
The chat has a lot of opinions.
I could imagine.
Somebody said something really interesting that we hadn't talked about yet, which was like, so Barbara went from crazy to sane to back to crazy. I was like, damn, it has been a really long road for Barbara. Of course, people freaking out about Jerome in the chat, wondering what's really going to happen next and how it's going to play out. Mm-hmm. I feel okay about it. Zach told me it was going to happen, and I believed him, so.
Yeah, I'm still gloating from, another prediction that came true. Every prediction I've made on the show has come true.
It feels great, doesn't
we
it?
really think that you are part of the Gotham Writers group, but you're not telling us something.
Or at least because they're verified. That the Gotham Writers Room on Twitter is verified on Twitter. Somebody check that. Somebody in the chat check this. Do they follow
Yes.
Zach? Are they hopping into Zach's DMs? Mm-hmm.
They have retweeted me a couple of times.
Oh.
Maybe they're stealing my theories.
They're totally watching our
After
show,
show, yeah.
and they're stealing your ideas.
Writing, producing, and directing it.
See,
in a
they should
week.
leave us a
Wait.
5-star review and some comments shouting me out in the damn comments.
Give us the help we need.
Give me some good comments, not why is Zach still on this panel? I see all your comments. Still here.
So, speaking of the brothers Velasca, worked really hard on that one. Let's talk about specifically where they ended with Jerome dying, and then Jeremiah getting a grant from the Wayne Foundation to continue the work, all for this to be Jerome's master plan, to die but live on.
Jerome's been saying this for a long time, so it's kind of nice to see this come to fruition.
Mm-hmm.
You know, in our first incarnation, we talked about how he was like Legion, and we saw the fanboys starting up, surrounding him. And ladies, it's a diverse group. Then he died, and we saw like people out in the streets, raging. And so, we've just come full circle. Like, his idea was, I'm going to create chaos in Gotham, and look, you did it. You accomplished your goal.
Yeah.
Good talk. No,
I didn't like it, honestly.
The episode?
Not necessarily the episode, but I didn't like the fact that Jerome doesn't stay or doesn't become the Joker that we all hoped he was becoming. And I feel like with Jeremiah, we're starting all over again. Like, he can't just they wanted it to start off with I'm crazy, but it doesn't have the same effect as when we saw Jerome kind of go from the beginning when he was at the circus, how he got the scars.
Let's presume this was Jerome's master plan. Mm-hmm. Tetch can control and brainwash. Who's to say that between the Wayne laughing gas and then Tetch, that they can't all but completely remake Jeremiah as Jerome?
But
no, within reason. I think
no hard pass on that, because the actor said that he specifically wanted to make two very distinct people, and I think the promo pictures we've seen of Jeremiah, now that we know that was Jeremiah as the Joker, it seems like we're going to be going in a different direction, which I actually think in the world of Gotham is a really smart plan, because their whole premise was okay, we're going to give you alternate universe Gotham, AU Batman. So the idea that we're going to see two different versions of the Joker is fun and exciting, and almost a play on themselves, and makes so much sense in a world that has been chaos essentially since we dropped into it.
Yeah, I agree with Joelle, and here's the biggest shocker. I agree with Karla. So I think
My life.
Yes, they separated us because
I
we were
know.
not, you know.
I know. I agree because like it's weird. It's like I mean they're twin brothers, and it's like
Yeah.
when you go from dating one brother and now you have to start dating the other brother, and it's weird. Like it's. You know, I mean, who's to say this other brother isn't going to be better? You know, which is where I'm siding with Joelle. Like, maybe, you know, maybe he's more experienced. Maybe he's going to be better in bed. We don't know yet. We don't know yet. But, you know, it's a change and it's different and it's going to take a minute to get used to. I think some of the fans are probably going to hate it too.
I remember because with this show, there's always a moment where Bruce or someone goes, I'm going to give you a grant. And then I'm like, oh, cool. So Jeremiah is going to become the Joker 20 years from now.
Yeah.
And then it happens, like, at the end of that episode.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, okay, whatever. Whatever, it's Jerome's plan. So, like, the pace of this show is such that it diverts what you would expect.
Well, and I think it's super exciting
I
because
always expect it.
I always felt, as a fan of the Joker, or at least Joker's storylines, like, where are you getting your funding from, sir? Like, this is impossible for you to be creating havoc of this size. You're taking over parades,
Yeah.
creating
Yeah.
floats, you got giant blimps.
Float
Like, it's a
limps.
lot. So now to know, like, the Wayne Foundation has directly funded the Joker, like, what a twist! Like, that is just fun for, I think,
Yeah.
longtime Batman fans,
Yeah.
because a long-standing theory is the Batman made Joker. The Joker comes out once he sees, you know, a flying bat at night. He's allowed to be as crazy as he wants to be because that's the world they live in. That's not the world we're getting here because Bruce hasn't fully become Batman yet. So it's exciting that they were able to keep that connection of Batman having created the Joker, but this time through financial policy instead.
Also, let's be very clear. We're talking about Jerome and Jeremiah. We're not saying the Joker because the show doesn't say the Joker. It's
Yet.
Joker.
they're
Yet.
mantle characters.
He had the purple thing, and then I'm calling him the Joker.
He's going to be the Joker.
The other one cut off his face. He was also the Joker. It's okay. We can just say it now. The writers don't like it. I'm keeping it.
Yeah.
Okay. So, speaking about Jerome specifically, Jerome had a merry
Who's on
Mary-
your mind, Steve?
a merry band of misfits. Somehow that wound up Mandy in my mind. I just got that from vacation, y'all. It's all crazy up in there. And he wants to get the laughing gas. His big plan is to hold hostages at a music festival. And one of those hostages is Jeremiah. The other is Bruce Wayne. Lil Wayne, as he's known around these parts.
Well, it was his birthday, so I thought it was cool that he got to save the day on his birthday.
That's very nice of him to, like, I don't know. How do we feel about that? I feel like this whole laughing gas plan felt super contrived, but now that we know that Jerome's plan was essentially to fail, it makes sense. And it's a bit more enjoyable looking back.
I'm curious as to why he wanted. Bruce has been a part of his plans in the past consistently. I'm wondering if that connection had already been made of like the Joker fixating on Batman, if it was the idea of like having a child there, like his brother from their childhood. Why do you guys think like Bruce had to be there for his plan to come about? Because Bruce didn't really have anything to do with it.
He really, anybody could have like filled his role and like,
It
he
could
had
have
no
like
point there.
it was weird. I'm not gonna say he was important.
He wasn't.
For me, I personally thought that he was there because the last time that we saw them together was when Wayne almost killed him at the circus. Remember when he was planning something at the circus and he and Bruce also like.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like Bruce has gotten in the way multiple times of him when he was wanting to do something and not necessarily wanting to save the day, but ending up saving the day.
Also,
like when he did the circus, I don't even remember if it was a fundraiser, but there was like several ones.
Hot take: the fundraiser one, he was going after Gotham's elite, and Bruce happened to be there. The circus, I think he was completely unnecessary at that circus.
Bruce?
But Bruce was having his own storyline in that one, and at least that one made more sense. Like Bruce wasn't having an angsty Bruce moment.
Yeah,
and was
but
I can help everybody. And so at least from his perspective, it still makes sense for Jerome to have him in that scenario.
Jerome's an agent of chaos. You can throw anyone at him and it'll make sense. I'm just I think this was the other two times it rang truer than it rang this time, where you're like, you just kind of threw him here, didn't you?
Yeah.
You just wanted him there because
But we wanted him there, or at least I wanted him there.
Yeah, but I would have preferred if he was doing the like spy investigation aspect of it. Like, how can I help Jim? Jim's like, get the hell out of here, little kid. Like, we don't need you. And he's like, no, I'm Batman. I have to like fight it.
I think
that would have been more interesting
that would have been more
storyline
true
wise.
too.
Especially because it's his birthday and he
But
just got the Batmobile. Like, it just seems like
we kind
good
of did
timing.
that. We kind of did that last week, though. We did that exact same thing last week where he was just, I take responsibility for not killing this man who's now killing people, and I'm just going to go after them, and I need Selina's help, and I don't need Selina's help, and like all that stuff we got that I think they had to do something different this week.
Okay, I buy that.
I'm not entirely sure. This rang less true than the other times they interacted. They had to interact. And can we just get to that Batmobile?
See, now, okay, wait. Before we get to that, really, very quickly, Eric Olson in the chat. Hey, Eric. So did anybody notice that at one point before Bruce got to the festival, the band played the original Batman theme? I missed it. Did you guys catch this?
I didn't catch that.
Definitely missed it.
People are saying that they did catch it and we're super excited about it. That's really awesome. I like the idea of the tie-in. And again, I just feel like, I know it's Gotham and a lot of times we're able to skate over things. Like, it's just Gotham. I really feel like, in my headcanon, I'm just going to headcanon that Jerome is like, this kid is going to try to protect Gotham and he needed to be here to see these events unfold. There, I fixed it.
I
I'm
think
happy
he needed
now.
to be there to do those events and also for the storyline to continue of him like funding him. I think it was just that was his purpose of being there.
He connected with Jeremiah and wanted to help him do better. Because Jeremiah now suffered a tragedy in the same way that Bruce suffered a tragedy.
Yeah.
I buy all of that.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I have a feeling that, well, actually, I'll say that for predictions.
Predictions. Batmobile.
Also, something I can say about these last 3 weeks of episodes in particular, been gory as hell, and I love it.
Yeah, we got headshots and hammers to fingers. And
I was a little shocked that like the head didn't explode. It just kind of like severed.
Well, when you put
Like normally, like normally I'm like grossed out by how vulgar we get with it, but it was a little more tame.
really,
I thought it was more tame for the Joker. He's a
way-
little more theatrical.
It was way too much C4 for someone's neck. Like it was this much C4 like 5 times all the way around the neck, and I'm like, that's way too much C4. You need like one of those to destroy,
Yeah, that is a lot.
to blow up someone's head. Like you're gonna blow up their whole body. Get it together, Jerome.
But he didn't. He found a way to perfectly sever it. I mean, there was even like a straight line.
He's clean cut. He knows what he's doing.
It's a work of art. It's a work of art, and I love it. And I do want to shout that out because there's a grittiness and darkness to the Batman canon that you wouldn't find on a lot of other DC shows or a lot of other DC canon that you don't see in like the first season of Arrow, even when he was running around killing people. Even when he was running around killing people, it wasn't this gory.
No, not at all. The CW is not gory, to be fair. Whereas Fox
Will do what they want.
Fox
and I
had
like that.
24. They're like, we're not worried about
Yeah.
blowing some stuff up. Okay, it's gonna be fine.
But yeah, I just wanted to point that out.
You were talking about art.
Do we want to talk
Batmobile.
the Batmobile?
Yes.
Do you want to talk about that?
Speaking of pieces of art, yes.
Yes.
The bulletproof Mustang.
My first question is: does a 17-year-old, 16, however old we're saying Bruce is now, does he need this vehicle? I'm concerned. I
No.
would just be like, are you gonna Paul Walker this? Like, I'm just concerned. Those cars are a lot. They're like hard to control, super fast. Like,
I mean, and there's
he's
also like
young.
no real danger for him to need that type of car. Like all of the danger has been by him like inserting himself into a situation that he didn't need to be in, that he shouldn't have been in.
I know the whole Rage Out Ghoul thing totally not Bruce's fault.
I mean,
He blames
but
himself.
But a bulletproof Mustang was not going to save him from that.
That's also true.
I think, yeah,
I think
it's not
the bulletproof
relevant
Mustang
to
is
him
for
yet.
him because Alfred knows he wants to be a
This is
vigilante.
like his 16th birthday joyride.
Well, no, it's bulletproof because he knows that Bruce wants to be a vigilante at night, so he can kind of be his own level of Batman at that point.
I guess.
I like it. I think it's super cool.
Oh no, I love it. And I think it's super practical because
Yeah.
it's still a car.
And
I think
people
it's
don't
easy
know
on
that
gas
it's
too, Steve.
it's-
No, not practical that way. It's practical in the sense that the Batmobile is cool, not that it's good in gas.
Oh, okay, I got you.
First of all, it's
Like a
humble.
how practical
the
is the
hybrid
word?
Batmobile.
First
The
of all,
Prius.
it's humble because he's going from a Bentley or like a Rolls Royce to a Mustang,
But
which
he never
is really
drove
nice.
the Rolls Royce. He was driven around in the Rolls Royce.
Okay, but then now
Which I would prefer just
he
to be
gets to drive a Mustang, and people don't know that the Mustang is bulletproof. It could just be like a matte black. So I think it's cool because we know that the Batmobile is bulletproof. So is it necessary for it to be bulletproof? I think so, because there's been several times when Bruce shows up at the wrong place at the wrong time, and he always somehow gets himself in danger, and this will be a good way for him to be able to, like, oh my gosh, I got myself into trouble again, and then runs into his car, and he's safe, and he can stay in there.
I'm
like,
looking
he won't get
forward
killed.
to first dates with Selena in this car. I'm looking forward to donuts in a parking lot because he's a teenager, and that's what you do. The first car chase, also looking forward to that. There's a lot of cool, like, world opening that this involves, and it's kind of a symbol from Alfred to Bruce of, like, I trust you again. You're mature. We're back on a good page.
Yeah.
I liked them celebrating Bruce's birthday together. They're just so sweet. He made him a cake.
I wish he would have stayed for the cake.
Well,
He was like, let me give these, semi-adult, almost human beings some space.
I guess I'm gonna go save the city. Oh, you're talking about Alfred. You're talking about Alfred staying for the cake. They're kind of an item. Bruce and Selena are kind of an item. He was just gonna let them have that moment.
I mean, I guess.
And
but
update the security system.
They just made up. Oh, yeah, update the security system.
I
So-
love it. That's so much fun.
Joelle, you have some business, right?
You guys, if we're going to be talking about works of art and really cool things, I have a really great podcast for you. If you guys want to have fun, if you want to grow in all areas of your life, if you're looking to learn, there's a podcast. It's called Conversations with Maria Menounos, podcast edition. It is hosted by our AfterBuzz TV founder and drops every Friday on iTunes. Conversations with Maria Menounos features celebrity and influencer interviews, along with secrets and tips on how to be better in all aspects of your life. From health and wellness to career, relationships, finances, and more, let our Maria be the big sister you've always wanted. Just go to iTunes and subscribe to Conversations with Maria Menounos for free. Be sure to rate and comment, and when you do, let Maria know it was us,
The Gotham panel.
or just Joelle. No, I'm kidding. Us,
The-
all
the-
of us. We were all
of
here.
us.
We
The
did it together.
Spring 2018 Gotham panel.
That sent you to Maria, our founder. Conversation with Maria Menounos, podcast edition. Check it out. Get your whole life. You guys, it's tomorrow, so it's not even going to be that hard for you to remember. Just wake up, go
Mark
ahead and
your
download
iCal.
it. Get your life together. She can help you. It's amazing.
She's amazing.
I
She
dig
really
it.
is.
Such
We're
a
about
wealth of, like, knowledge. She's like our real life Barbara. But, like, a good...
But like a sane
yeah,
Barbara.
like
But
an
like I was
innocent,
gonna say, but a sane Barbara.
So,
Their
yeah,
highness level is equal.
level of- yeah.
Their power level is equal. Their sanity is very different.
it's wildly crazy.
Contrasting. Talk about alternate universe.
So let's switch gears from everything else that happened, because all the other topics pretty much intermingled except for this one, which is Barbara Keene is the demon's head. She has the light of Ra's al Ghul, and Tabitha is her friend, and the women of the League of Assassins, but specifically the women of the League of Assassins, take Barbara to a lair that's still in Gotham to show her a photo that makes it appear that she's a descendant of Ra's al Ghul all along. Have I followed correctly so far?
That's what I picked up.
Yeah, that's what I thought so.
And then she found a book in the library that explained that the League of Shadows has been shadow governmenting the world the entire time.
I mean,
It's surprising that that's just in a book you could find in a library.
Yeah, right?
You would think all the books would reference that as common knowledge.
Yeah.
Like is there just like the intro to the League of Shadows book? It's just like no, you have to read this one. If you don't read this one, the rest of them won't make any sense. She just read the intro book.
And she like opened it, and it was like right there for her.
It was just like whatever random page. She was like, oh my
Oh,
goodness.
God.
The stock market crash was them.
The whole world has been run by this one group.
The pyramids was them.
And we're all contented with this knowledge to
The
just let
Roman-
it keep happening.
The Roman Empire wasn't them, and that's why it fell. It was, I don't know. That's a funny TV tropey thing I liked that happened there. And then, who do you think these guys were that beat down on Tabitha?
The men that survived the mass shooting in the club.
Or the one,
Or the ones that didn't go.
or it's a
Yeah,
league.
those
Yeah, it's
guys.
a league. The whole league didn't turn up.
It feels like the men were like, wait, what? No, cut that out. We don't
I
like
feel
it.
like these might be the like higher men that have been watching the League of Shadows and have been watching Barbara.
yeah, I feel like this is a pyramid scheme.
What?
And we're just getting closer and closer to the top.
You just think it's...
Well, yeah, because I think we see Raj come back next
Yeah,
week.
and
So
Barbara
Tabitha-
just happens to be the new person that they've sold at the bottom, and she's hoping to work her way up to the top.
So
They've sold
Barbara,
her. She's gonna be a millionaire by the end of the season.
You got it.
Barbara doesn't have to sell anyone anything. She just has to convince 5 of her friends
You
to work
always
for
need
her.
one hot face to like.
And those 5 friends need to host parties at their house for 5 of their friends.
Yep.
The chain goes on forever. It's never ending.
I mean, Barbara.
And now they're trying to recruit Tabitha.
Barbara's part Egyptian. She'll always come out on top of a pyramid scheme. I'm sorry. That was bad. That was really,
that was good. It was funny.
that was really bad. I'm sorry.
God.
The League of
Jesus.
Shadows is a lot of things in this show. It's probably not a pyramid scheme, but I think I don't know. There seems
Zach said it, so
I
now
know.
anything is possible.
I'm curious. I think these people are trying to use Tabitha as bait to come and get Barbara. So that like there's probably just always a power struggle at the top of the league. We've seen a lot of this happen on the aforementioned CW shows, where like Ra's al Ghul like tries to die, and like let other people, and then there's trial by combat. Are we ever gonna get to Nanda Parbat though? Are we gonna do the fun stuff? Are we gonna do like the
I doubt it. 'Cause don't you need a Batman for that? Does it need to be full out?
Well, and we're not getting into predictions yet, but we're seeing in the previews for the coming weeks that they're going specifically after Lil Wayne. So it's very shocking that we're kind of getting, and we kind of have already gotten with, I think it was the Shaman this time last year, and then this year we're getting like a bit more. We're getting a bit more of the stuff with the League, like kind of forming Bruce Wayne to become Batman, and it's very fascinating to just kind of get it however we feel like it on Gotham.
I hope we do, just because I'd be curious to see what these writers do with it in this realm. I also kind of want to see. I like the episodes where Bruce is more like Batman. I like the episode with the long trench coat that didn't quite work as a cape, but it, like seeing the like it just feels like Easter egg goodness to me. So hopefully we get there.
I'm about it.
Easter egg.
Easter egg goodness.
It's delicious and protein packed.
Nah, all right.
I tried it.
How do we feel about? Do we have anything else about Barbara? It all just kind of.
Her hair looked great as usual.
How are you gonna diss Tabitha like this? Like, Barbara, I'm so done with you.
Yes.
Like, how dare you? Y'all been like through so damn much, so many trials, so many errors, lost hands, like dead boyfriends, like breakups, like. And the whole, like, literally like y'all almost dated for like a hot minute. Like,
everything.
why are we here?
Power.
It doesn't make it. But everyone is better with Tabitha in their life. Like, literally, no one is like, oh god, Tabitha's gone and now I can breathe better. Like, no, everyone is making smarter, more calculated decisions with Tabitha in their corner. And it's always look. If you guys find yourself suddenly in a position of power that you didn't have before, like, keep your ride or die. They're gonna keep you on the straight and narrow.
Yeah.
It's just foolish and it makes me upset. And I like them. I like the Gotham City Sirens vibes we were getting, and I'm mad that now we're back here.
Also, if Barbara has the light of Ra's al Ghul and everyone will follow her, it's her responsibility to say, "No, Tabitha's my girl, and we're just gonna shake down low. We're just gonna shake down low-level thugs." That's what the League does now. Because I'm
I'm the light.
in charge.
You follow
Yeah,
me.
I'm the demon's head. Deal with me.
That's
And
right.
then those probably Armenian dudes can come at her, and then she can figure out the power struggle that's clearly happening inside the League of Shadows.
I have a question. Did you guys actually think that she was being jealous of her, or maybe she was just
I'm sorry. Wait, Tabitha was
Tabitha
jealous
being
of.
jealous of Barbara? Because I kind of felt it a little
I feel
bit.
like Tabitha is overpower. Like, Tabitha has seen what power does to people,
Yeah.
and I honestly think that Tabitha is
Oh
just
my
like, I
gosh.
just get
You guys.
my boy back and chill.
I just had like a
epiphany?
realization.
What's happening?
A realization that Raj was Tabitha's brother. No, not
No.
Raj. No, her the
other guy.
brother, but the brother served for Raj. Why am I connecting this?
the mayor.
Because they're very similar in
to
archetype.
the 13,
Yeah.
They're very
the
similar.
people that were from the death. That they don't have
They
anything
both
to
ran
do
an
with
underground society. They both were like full men in power. They were both had power struggles. They both went after
Why did I
Barbara,
connect them?
but they're not the same.
Yeah,
They're
complete-
completely different
Well,
people.
'cause
But they're
he-
so similar.
yeah.
Well, because he didn't run a League of Shadows that ran the whole world. He just ran a religious underground cult that kind of that started Gotham.
And
Which
he didn't
I
really
pretty-
run it.
Yeah,
Like,
he was a part of one of the 5
He was
families.
the Barbara in this situation.
Yes.
He was.
Totally.
That's why I was thinking about it. I was like, so she probably. I feel like the way that Tabitha was looking
someone
at
in
it.
the chat is probably saying his name because we're all forgetting it right now.
Yeah.
What is Tabitha's last name that would help?
Theo?
Yeah,
Theo
Gallivan.
Gallivan.
Theo Gallivan.
Yeah.
Gallivan. Yeah.
The Galavan. Thank you.
Thank you, Jiren the Grey. You're the best.
Thank you. 'Cause we all knew what we were talking about, but we were like, Tabitha's last name will get us there. What's Tabitha's last name? Theo Galavan, yes.
Well, I personally think that Tabitha kind of has seen that where that power can take somebody, so I feel like she's trying to prevent her, and plus because she was there when Barbara first was like received by her brother Theo, so
I think she has a bit of Stockholm syndrome.
What happened?
Oh, what happened?
I'm sorry. No, we have to save it for predictions. The chat is just getting really good. Y'all are good at this game. Wow. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
I think Tabitha has a bit of Stockholm syndrome. She's always used to being the second in command. She's not used to being the lead. And I think she was just loyal to Barbara. And I mean, I think I would see this a little differently if Tabitha were kind of the lead and Barbara were her second-hand man, and then the shift changed. But Barbara's always kind of been at the top. Barbara's always kind of been the lead. So that's why I didn't understand why she just decided to kick Tabitha to the curb, because like that has been her ride or die.
Well,
and there was no need for her to go. Like she's always been.
Barbara is foolishly thinking that, oh my God, I have the heavy burden of fronting an organization that has been guiding the world this entire time.
But there has to be like some level of skepticism. But there has to be like some exactly. But that's what I'm saying. Barbara needs to have some like level of skepticism where she's like, can I trust these people? Like I saw that the first group turned on me, and now these girls are supposedly supporting me. Like this is where I need to lean on my girl so that she can make sure like we're in this together and we're navigating this, so that they don't screw me over in the end. It's just smart business, and Barbara's a smart businesswoman, and I'm disappointed in her.
You're not wrong.
Yes.
We got 5 minutes for predictions, so let's jump on in.
Let's jump on it. Okay, Joelle, spill it.
All right.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
So, we saw Tabitha get injected at the end of the episode.
You just got ejected.
Some people think this could potentially have a link to Bane because it's green, like Ivy's the stuff that she was making. Ivy creates Bane, so maybe Tabitha will be our female Lady Bane.
What happened to Ivy?
Ivy's been in the background, but I have a feeling it's time for her to come back. Like, if you think about the amount of space we've had between that and this, that we were told...
Like,
I don't really think it's time for her to come back.
So your official prediction is... Well, first of all, I thought it was Lazarus Pit water that they injected her with.
So too.
I thought so, too.
Was it water? It was green.
It was green.
But the Lazarus water is green.
I thought it was Lazarus Pit water, or just something like a tranquilizer of some type. I didn't think too much about that, but I would like the idea of Tabitha to become a female Bane to Butch's male Solomon Grundy, and then they're together. They're both kind of like
the shipments,
like Shrek and Fiona.
They're
totally.
They're their same level of freak together. How do we feel about Jeremiah? Do we see him next week? Or do they shelve him for a minute?
We see him. And what my prediction is that he's going to be able to go back and forth from Jeremiah to Joker. And he's going to be able to, like, do bad things as the Joker, and then he's going to come back as Jeremiah and be walking and talking to Bruce. Like, it's no big deal.
I like that. That he can be Jeremiah.
I don't know. I'm upset that the Lazarus Pit is green in here. Which is fine, though, because I wouldn't mind, like, every time Tabitha and Barbara fight, it's, like, life. So if that's where we're going and they're going to duke it out, that's cool. I just really would like it if the female assassins, like, turned on everybody and it was still just an all-lady female assassins. Because that's it. Yes, I do
think it's problematic, the idea that the all-lady female assassins are kind of, like, infighty with each other. I think that's a problematic way they're going about it.
Are there any assassination organizations where there isn't infighting, though?
That's fair. Also, Ra's al Ghul leaving creates a power vacuum, whether or not Barbara is the true bearer of those probably Armenian guys who came and got Tabitha. Are they right? Call me out on it. Their beards, they talk like this. They're probably Armenian.
I love it. We're from LA, so this is what's happening. This is our cultural experience of the world. I definitely think we'll see Jeremiah. I need more Bruce and Selena relationship building, because they've been so we were 12 and 13 and we didn't really know what was happening and a lot, but now you guys are at an age where you start
you have hormones.
I'm not even talking about about like sexy stuff. I'm talking about like, where is our relationship? Like, where do we stand? Is this an actual relationship? Do we go out on dates? Like, I would like them to have a crime fighting date. Like, just go out and like stop a bunch of petty crime together. Like, anything.
That would be awesome.
I want them to. I don't want it to be thought of as a date, but I do want
Yeah.
them to go out and work together. Like, I want him to be like, "Oh, come check out my new ride," and as he's
Yes.
out and
Ah.
the Batmobile.
Does Penguin ever get down from that
Yeah, exactly.
from that blimp?
Which we didn't even talk about Penguin. Our little baby is growing, guys. He was like, you know what? All this chaos is not good for the world. He's still evil, but I like where he's at.
That he's sane.
Yes.
All right. Any other predictions at large? Cool. Or
Riddler is gonna come back and he's still gonna be in love, and I'm still gonna feel weird about it. Okay.
me too.
I don't like it.
That's fair.
Not pleasant.
Joelle, what?
I like it.
Who deserves a shout out on our chat?
Oh, who didn't we shout out today? Oh, you know who I want to shout out? Somebody who's new this week.
Sorry
hold on.
for putting you on the spot there.
Blue Mint BGWS. This is their first week watching, so hey, what's
Hey.
up?
Hi.
Silver
Thank you so
Watcher
much for
30 is
tuning
here
in.
every week consistently, and we love that too. So thanks, guys.
We love both.
Be new or stick around, or come when you can. Like, it's all good. We love you guys.
We'll be here, and we'll be here on YouTube probably forever, as long as there's a YouTube.
Yeah.
So 7 years, give or take.
Yeah, pretty much. It's just kind of the data, the thing. But in the meantime, Zach, where can the people find you?
Everybody can go and find me at Just Plain Zach.
I'm Joelle Monique. You can find me all over the internet at Joelle Monique, every week at blackgirlnerds.com, everywhere Cardi B is sold. And tonight on Atlanta, where we continue the craziness of Robin season. Come check us out at 9 p.m.
And hey guys, I'm Karla Beltran. You can follow me on Instagram at I am Karla Beltran or on Twitter at Karla Beltran with an R at the end.
And as always, I'm Steve Kaufmann. You can find me almost exclusively on Twitter at Steve Kaufmann. That is KAUFMANN. I do a lot of shows here at AfterBuzz TV, including Suits, immediately after this, because I'm sure that crossover is just huge. For Zack Peters, Joelle Monique, Karla Beltran, I'm Steve Kaufmann. Thank you, and good night.
Ciao guys.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.